Hello, everyone. My name is Camelia, and this is Energy Healing. What's it to you? I would like to welcome you to my very first episode of my very first podcast ever. I had a calling to do this back in the spring. Right now, it's November 4th, 2024, to be exact, when I'm recording this. And yeah, I had a calling probably back in the spring to kind of sit on it and think about and what kind of a seed of an idea, right? And since then there's just been a few things dropping into my head, and then it's finally to a point where it's like, what are you waiting for? What's the hold up? Let's just do it. Let's get things rolling. Let's start sharing the love, sharing the energy, and just being there with others. So I apologize first off if my voice is a little off or anything. So I have one of those little clippy audio mics with the cute little fluffy thing. I am holding it up though to my mouth. I'm trying to keep it relatively close because I have a softer voice a lot of the time when I'm trying to be more relaxed. I don't know, just a little bit more in the moment versus, don't get me wrong, I can be completely loud and the opposite if I need to be. But when it comes to this, I know there's more of a chance of my voice being a little bit more lower, so I'm keeping it up close. Um, I will listen to this after and we'll see how horribly loud or how perfect it might sound, so we'll see. Nonetheless, I actually did record uh, an actual full 20-minute chitter chatter not too long ago, and realized after that things were just, well, didn't realize till afterwards that nothing actually audio wise went through. I think it was how I was choosing the little export, because there's a little device that comes with this with like two ends that would probably be like an iPhone and an Android, and then one that pops into like your headphone outlet or whatever type thing. And I'm doing this with my tablet, so I plugged it into that because I was like, oh, super simple. Yeah, nothing went through that one. So when I actually plugged it into the style that would be for the Android, lo and behold, I'm assuming that. If nonetheless I did switch up to a second mic, thinking that the other one was maybe a little bit dead. Could have been a bit of both, but I'm sure it was probably the way I had it clicked in. So, nonetheless, thank you so much for being here, for even taking the time to click on this, to even have the calling and the vibe to take the moment to come in and say, hey. I think that's awesome that you're listening to yourself and taking that moment. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's from me and from yourself. So, as I said, this is going to be energy healing. What's it to you? I kind of went with that name because I have a business called Earthly Haven Holistic Healing. So it was just, obviously energy is my jam. So here, as I'm doing this podcast, I am just currently in my living room of my mini home. My boyfriend's outside doing some stuff in the building, so you might hear some random drill or saw, or someone might come through the front door on a random, and that's how we flow here. He just knows I'm talking to the mic, so he's like, she's busy doing something, I'll keep walking. So I'm not worried about editing things like that out. I mean, it is what it is. Also, with that being said, of editing, I have this podcast clicked as explicit. I know so far you're like, really? Really? Yeah, there could be, the random f bomb or something that could fly in the future whenever I'm just letting the energy flow and really being myself. So I thought I'd cover my bases with that one. By no means it's just going to be me cursing like a sailor, but just want to put that explicit in there just in case in the future, guys. Um, yeah, so really share a little bit about myself, and really about this podcast. So the write-up that I had for this podcast specifically, pretty much word for word, was hello, beautiful humans. This crazy, adaptable, energizing, ever learning, and going with the flow podcast is here to knock your socks off. I'm going to talk all about energy healing and what does it mean to you. I plan to cover different types of energy healing modalities such as Reiki, access bars, access energetic facelift, theta healing, the 7 basic chakras, kind of getting into each one in more detail. Um, as they relate to yoga poses as well as just poses in general, fitting to relaxation, energizing, restorative. I am a like gentle yin hatha restorative kind of girl, so a little bit more flow with me, connect with the breath, bit of guided meditation. So it's like, will you come along with this wonderful journey of healing with me? See you soon at the Haven. So I kind of dubbed that little nickname because I decided to start doing some small, intimate group gatherings here at my place. Actually, just started this month. So it'll just be 5 people hanging out, having a little personal time, as well as having some guided healing, some Reiki, some togetherness with like minded people. So I'm going to do that a few times a month if I can, as well as offering some yoga at the Haven, as I call it. So it could be a week of yin, another restorative, another hatha, trying to mix it up and everything. And for that one, again, as I said, with the other small, intimate groups, so we can really just connect with our breath, connect with each other, have a moment for yourself. Because yoga class isn't about everybody else, it's about you and the time that you're here. And I really like to help everyone release and let go during my classes as well, too. So, as I'm sitting here saying that, I'm kind of thinking that, like, maybe in the future I could do an audio version of a yoga class for those that are comfortable. I could walk you through. That calls to me. It does. As well as the last time I taped, and as I said, I totally messed it up. I had calling to me in that moment to offer episodes with just like some guided healing meditation, maybe a bit of Reiki being given out during that particular episode. But I'll probably do ones like that just on their own, denote them as they are. That way you can go back to them and listen to them whenever you're comfortable, rather than maybe when you're driving and you can't really relax and be in the moment. So I'll make sure to have those on their own as a standalone and kind of just, yes, asterisk or starter in some way. That way you kind of know that they're different than just the normal chitter chatter podcast, as I could say. Um, Anyone that knows me in real life knows that I'm really good at talking. So that's one thing that when I thought about a podcast, even in the beginning, I was like, yeah, I can definitely talk. So, but I mean, it's filling the space with things that people actually want to hear and not just me blurbing on about whatevs. Excuse me. So, yes, as I said, in the moment, if I got to clear my throat, if I've got to take a drink of water as I am, I'm going to do that. And I'm not going to edit that shit out. I'm not going to get into this nitty gritty for the most that I can think of. And as I'm in this moment right now, the podcasts are going to be taped and kind of put on as they are. I don't think there's going to be a lot of me, quote unquote, editing, maybe in the future. But as of right now, they're going to be pretty raw and in the moment. So take me as I am. I love you as you are, and every beautiful hair on your head, every beautiful thought that flows through your mind. You are perfect. That's right. I said it. Take a moment. Relish in that. All right, my loves. So, I'm just gonna give you a little write up. I just noticed I was holding the mic a little farther away there, so I apologize if I sound louder now. It's because I realized. So just a little background on me. So born and raised on PEI here in the beautiful Canada, Canada. Sorry, I did not try to be rude there. That's just a commercial from my childhood that sometimes tends to come out when I'm not even thinking about it. Uh, I love the Canadian heritage commercials. Those are like literally my childhood. I love them so much. Anyway, so grew up here in PEI, mostly on the eastern side of the island. Had a passion for helping others and healing since a young age. I completed a medical administrative assistant program course back in 2012, and then I did my practical nursing program and became an LPN in 2019. I've been working in long-term care, and that's just really been my jam, specifically dementia for a lot of it. I've had a love for yoga, Reiki, and lots of other healing modalities for a number of years. I enjoy participating, of course, but now to be certified in some of them, it's really amazing. And I love to be able to offer classes. Speaking of classes, other than being at my house here, I do teach out of the beautiful Charlottetown yoga space in Charlottetown. On Fridays, I'm there for Hatha, and then as well as the Black Bush Beach Resort and Tracadie. I am out there on Tuesdays in the morning for some yin 9 a.m. as well as Thursday evenings at 7:30 for some yin as well. So if you are from the island here and that's something that tickles your fancy, just wanted to mention that. That just called to me. Um, so something else in regards to the island is I do attend some beautiful classes at a place called Aerial Warehouse, and I really just wanted to give a little shout out to them. So specifically, I love me some aerial silks, the pole fitness, and the hoop classes, but they have like a multitude of different things, and they've got a beautiful SAS class. I think it's on Wednesdays these days. That it's amazing. I've never been, but I love to see the videos and the pictures, and it really just brings out your sexuality and your femininity, but it's not just for females because it is open to everybody. So if you want to get your sass on, but regardless, yes, aerial silks, pole fitness, hoop class, it's amazing. I love it. It makes you feel so strong physically, and then just makes you feel so beautiful. I apologize if you're hearing a little snuff and huff and fluff. That would be Walter. He likes to dig in the blanket and get excited, and he's looking at me wondering, why is it his name? I love you, you little turkey sandwich. Yeah, he gets excited and makes big noises. So he's happy now. That's not him upset. He loves you guys. Okay, so moving on. I did my 200-hour yoga teacher trainer course through my vinyasa. I finished that up in March of 2024, and I am registered with the Yoga Alliance, which is amazing. I love them. I'm a Reiki master. I did my level 1 and level 2 in May of 23, and then did my master in November of 23, because as soon as the 6 month window was over that you needed between the level 2 and the master, I was on that like white on race, as I say. I love my Reiki more than anything in the world. Access Consciousness Bars practitioner in July of 23. I did my Access Energetic Facelift practitioner course in May of 2024. So for the Reiki and the Access bars, I obtained those with the beautiful Sarah Carpenter of Heart Centered Healing. She's been my energy guru, kind of my go-to lady right from the beginning. She's amazing. And the Access Energetic Facelift I took with that with the beautiful Kim Coleman in Nova Scotia. She is just, I love her so much. I got to meet her, and that was just yeah, that was just the best. And speaking of her, Kim and her friend Veronica have started a podcast a couple months ago called Innergetics. So the wonderful word of energetics, but INNER Getics, Inner, which I think is the most beautiful, beautiful name. So yeah, you need to check them out. They're amazing. I am all up to date week to week, waiting for their beautiful podcast to come out. They are so raw and in the moment and just so genuine. And yeah, they're amazing. So absolutely check out Innergetics wherever you are listening to your podcast. I 100% recommend them. So I just currently finished taking my Hot Stone Reiki therapy course, and that was through the Canadian School for Natural Therapies and Spiritual Development. That was amazing. I really love the experience with them. So, as I said before, I have my beautiful business, Earthly Haven Holistic Healing. So I started that in July of 23. Literally never felt so aligned in my life. Still continue to work as an LPN, as I said, and really, I'm never going to stop doing that, but I'm really hoping to focus more on building my practice and be more, of course, in the energy world and the yoga and all that jazz and snazz. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, as I'm saying all this, and in my write up, it says, I really look forward to getting on the mat or helping you heal on the table and help you release some tension and and get into some relaxation. So that's just a little bit something about me, guys. Yeah, I just really want to be there for everyone and kind of help them out as much as I can. And I feel like being a nurse and doing energy healing, it's like two in one. Like we're just kind of, I just, always being there for someone. And I say being a nurse, but really being in healthcare and whatever like whatever modality in whatever field, whether you're an RCW or you're an RN or an LPN or an NP or an MD, or if you're working in the dietary or you're in the kitchen or you're cleaning, or like I don't care what aspect it is, you are amazing in healthcare and we all love you. And I know we all don't get enough recognition and enough props, but I mean, not even just us in healthcare. I mean, everybody in the world. I love you all. I love you all. But of course, I'm just shining a little extra light on my fellow coworkers and my fellow lovers of the humanity and being there for them. So we're 16 minutes in. I think this is amazing. I just want to kind of end things off with a little talk on the chakras, just very, very short. I love them so much that I'll probably talk about them every episode. There'll be something I'll bring up, whether it's in detail or just a little reference. This one here is just going to be super simple, guys. So, our root chakra, that is located at the base of our spine. If we're talking about colors, it is a beautiful red color. It is our basic trust, family, and social belonging. Our second one coming up the spine, we're coming up to our sacral. That's below your belly button. It's a beautiful orange color. That is denoted to sexuality and creativity, control, money, and relationships. Next, moving up is our solar plexus. That is our belly button up to the breastbone, and that is a beautiful yellow color. That is wisdom, power, self-esteem, and our gut instinct. Moving along up to the heart chakra, as you can imagine, over the heart, up to the throat. It's a beautiful green color, but the heart being associated so much with the pink, of course, that is also another as well. Love, healing, and forgiveness are associated with that. Next, moving up is our throat. It's in between the collarbone and, of course, up to our throat. It is a beautiful blue color. Some say a sky blue, but really whatever color blue calls to you. Communication, choice, personal truth for that one. Next, coming up to our sixth chakra, it is the third eye, which is between the eyebrows, but just like a little slightly up above the brow. It is a beautiful indigo or violet. I say either of those because of the fact that it can be written down as either when you go to look up things. So it's really whichever one calls to you. It is awareness, open mind, and the divine reason. And then following to our last and beautiful chakra, our seventh, is a crown chakra, and that is at the base of the head, at the very top, like a beautiful trumpet coming at the top of your head. And that is a gorgeous white light or golden light. And then, as I said, with the third eye, where it could be violet or indigo, the crown chakra, other than white and golden, some people do see violet. So it's very open to interpretation, of course. And that one is in relation to spirituality, letting go, and enlightenment. So those are our 7 basic chakras. There are very many more than that. That's just a quick little overlay. If you happen to notice the rhyme and the reason of the colors, if we're going along, they do follow the rainbow in the Roy G. Biv acronym. So it is nice to have that as a reference if you're ever kind of starting to remember or like learning, which of the colors and which one is which. If you kind of keep that acronym in your mind. So I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for spending the past 19 minutes with me, for taking this time to sit with yourself and allow yourself to do whatever releasing and healing it needed to do in this time. You may not have known it was happening, But I want you to know, during all of my podcasts, I am sending out Reiki, I'm sending out love, I'm giving you energy that I can send in this moment. I am sending it as I'm recording this, but you are going to receive it in your moment, in your time, when you listen to this. And you can receive it every single time you listen to it over and over. As I said, I'm going to make some guided meditations, maybe some audio yoga classes in the future, perhaps. See what calls to me. But nonetheless, as I said, everything involves beautiful Reiki energy flowing to you. At the first of all of my episodes, feel free to silently say to yourself, or you may say it out loud if you're by yourself and you're comfortable, um, giving yourself permission to release and let go any and all energies from your body that are not doing yourself its highest and its best power and its best good. Every episode, feel free to allow your body with an intentional release. And at the same time, you may not know on the subconscious level what may let go during these episodes, these sessions, these times we sit together. But if you give your body the permission to let go whatever is an excess in your body, that's the big thing, is the allowability of letting your body know it can let go, even though you may not know what it is we are letting go. It's a big thing. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Let's end things with a beautiful big deep breath in our nose. Take in every ounce of energy and love and oxygen that comes from Mother Earth. Take in one little extra sip if you can. Hold it in for just a moment to relish in that. And then feel free to let a beautiful audible exhale out your mouth. Really, that was really light because I didn't want to overwhelm you, but feel free to really let it out, guys. I like to finish every time with that if I can. I may forget sometimes. As I said, I'm going with the flow, but if I ever do forget, always remember that you may come back to this moment, have a big, beautiful breath, release it all out. And you can do that anytime. It doesn't have to be just with my podcast. Thank you so much. You're amazing. I love you just as you are. You're absolutely